Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to schedule Facebook page post using Google Gemini. So I am an owner of a business and I create customers' engagement by posting articles related to my business on my Facebook page. If I'm going to generate all of these articles manually, it is going to take me a lot of time. So what I did was I simply created an automation using Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software which requires no programming or coding skills to create an automation. So here what I'm going to do is I have created a record of my titles of my articles that I want to generate as well as the date of publishing of the articles on my Facebook page. I will first generate the content using Google Gemini, and as the content is going to be auto-generated using Google Gemini, it is going to be automatically posted on my Facebook page on the date of the publishing record that I've created in my Google Sheets. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply create an automation between all of these applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to schedule Facebook page post using Google Gemini. As an owner of a growing online fashion apparel store, my business thrives on engaging with audience through regular updates on new arrivals, promotions or fashion tips. Manually creating and posting content every day and scheduling them can be overwhelming and time-consuming. By leveraging Google Gemini to generate content and creative and compelling posts and scheduling these posts on my Facebook page, I can maintain a vibrant and active online presence effortlessly. This integration not only saves us time but also ensures your posts are consistently high quality and posted at times with your audience, and when your audience is most active, boosting engagement and driving more traffic to your store. So with the help of this amazing automation, we can enhance our business's productivity and engagement. And we're going to create this amazing automation using Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on the top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as How to Schedule Facebook Page Post Using Google Gemini. So this is the name to my workflow. After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click over here. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select Facebook Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to our workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of How to Schedule Facebook Page Post Using Google Gemini, and there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the 2 most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. Firstly, we need to set up our trigger step. For that, click on this arrow. And for the trigger application over here, I'm going to select it as Schedule by Pabbly. As we are going to publish post or content on our Facebook page on regular basis, so I'm going to select my trigger application as Schedule by Pabbly because I have created a record of the titles of my content that I want to generate using Google Gemini, as well as the date of the publishing of the specific title that I've selected. And I want that as I have the date of the publishing in the spreadsheet, I want to publish these titles on the specific date that I've mentioned. So to check whether as per the current date, any date is available in the spreadsheet or not. And as the date is then going to be available, automatically, according to the title, the content should be generated and it should be posted on my Facebook page. So for that, to check, I'm going to select my trigger over here as schedule, as I want to run this workflow on daily basis, that is every day. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as schedule workflow. How often do you want to run your workflow? As I want to run this workflow every day, so over here I'm going to select it as every day. Next, it is asking for the time that you want to run this workflow at. For the time over here, I'm going to run the workflow at 11:30. So I'm going to select over here as 11:30 a.m. Okay, so I've selected the time. Okay. After selecting how often do you want to run this workflow as every day and the time, we have to click on the save button. As we're going to do that, over here we have received the response. So now at 11:30, according to the Asia Kolkata time zone, every day this workflow is going to run. So we have set up our schedule by Pabbly step, that is the trigger step. Now, in this spreadsheet, we want to check whether the current date is there or not. So what we are going to do is we have to have the data of the current date. For that, we're going to set up our action step, and for having the data of the current date, we are going to select our action application as date/time formatter by Pabbly, and for the action event, we are going to have it as current date. With the help of date and time formatter by Pabbly, you can format the date and the time according to your requirement. I've selected my action application as current date, as I want to have the access of the current date in this workflow, okay? And then I'm going to click on connect right over here. As I'm going to do that, it is asking for the basic format of the current date. In my spreadsheet, I've entered the format of the date in dd/mm/yyyy. So what I'm going to do is, for the basic format over here, I'm going to select the same format, that is dd/mm/yyyy. So I'm going to select this basic format, and then I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, for the current date, we have received the current date as 11/07/2024. This is the today's date, okay? So as we have now received the result of this current date, what we want is, we want to check whether this current date is there in this spreadsheet or not. For that, what we are going to do is, we're going to add another action step in this workflow. And as we have entered the data of our topics as well as the date of publishing in Google Sheets, so we're going to select our action application as Google Sheets. And for the action event, I'm going to select it as lookup spreadsheet rows V2, as we're going to look up to the current date according to the topics right over here. So that was selected my action event as lookup spreadsheet V2, and then I'm going to click on connect to connect Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear on which you have to click on add new connection. But if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, click on sign in with Google. Then a new window is going to appear which is asking for a permission. I'm going to click on allow. As this is a safe process and my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this allow button. As you can see that we have successfully authorized Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for us to select a spreadsheet. So over here, I've created a spreadsheet in the name of Facebook page post topics and dates. So for the spreadsheet over here, I'm going to select the same spreadsheet. As I've created a record of the topics of my article that I want to generate using Google Gemini, as well as the date of publishing in the spreadsheet. So I'm going to select that specific spreadsheet. Next, it is asking for us to select a sheet. So I've created a single sheet in the name of sheet 1 right over here. So for the sheet over here, I'm going to select it as sheet 1. It is asking for the lookup value next. As we want to look up to the current date in the spreadsheet right over here, so for the lookup value, what we are going to do is, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we are going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is, as soon as you click on this field, you can see these were the previous step of these workflows. And as we want the current date, I'm going to click on this date/time formatter Pabbly current date step. You can see this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As we want lookup value to be the current date, so what I'm going to do is, from my previous response, I'm going to select the data of this result of current date right over here. As I've selected the data is mapped, and as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right away is going to be updated. This means as the current date is going to be updated on daily basis, the data right away is also going to be updated, okay? After the lookup value, it is asking for the lookup column. For the lookup column, as I want to look up to the column of this date of publishing, that is the column B. So what I'm going to do is, for the lookup column, I'm going to write it as column B, okay? Next, it is asking for the end column data. So I have two columns, column A and column B. So this is my end column data right over here. So for the end column data, I'm going to write it as column B, okay? After that, it is asking for the lookup as date. I'm going to select it as no. It is asking for use sheet headers as key in response. I'm going to select it as yes. And for the sort rows, I'm going to select it as top. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I've clicked on the save and send test request button, you can see as in my spreadsheet for the date of 11/07/2024, I've entered two topics right over here. So over here, we have received the response of those two topics, that is row index 2 as the first topic, that is 11/07/2024, and the 3 as well as the second topic with the date as 11/07/2024. I don't want the simple response right over here. I want the advanced format of the response. So over here you can see above response received, it says simple response. As we need the advanced response, I'm going to turn off this bracket and again I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, we have received a new response right over here, and now you can see I have received the response in an advanced format, that is with the arrays. You can see over here as we have received two titles right away for the row index 2 and the row index 3, but we can work on one title at a time. So what we are going to do is we are going to process these arrays from here. And how we're going to do that? By adding another action step in this workflow. And for the action application, we are going to select it as Iterator by Pabbly. It is going to help us to process arrays. For the action event, I'm going to select it as process arrays, and then I'm going to click on connect. After that, it is asking for us to choose the array. So I'm going to choose the response over here, and then I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, we're going to receive a response, and as you can see that over here it says at a time of workflow execution, it is going to process all values one by one. So after processing the array, you can see that we have firstly received our first title, that is the row index 2 over here in the response, that is fashion hacks, simple tips to revamp your wardrobe on a budget. So this was the first topic that I've entered in the spreadsheet right away for the date of 11/07/2024. So we have received this response right over here. We have this another topic right over here as well, that is 10 essentials wardrobe staples every fashion star should own. Okay, so this was the another title for the same date. So as we have received one title right over here, because we can only process one value at a time, so that is why we received our first value right over here. Okay, so we are going to work on this first value right over here. So as we have now received the title over here, we want to generate a content for this title with the help of Google Gemini. So I'm going to add another action step in this workflow, and for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as Google Gemini, that is Google Generative AI. Okay, and for the action event, I'm going to select as generate content, and then I'm going to click on connect to connect Google Generative AI with Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear, on which click on add new connection. After click on add new connection, you can see it is asking for the API key. With the help of this API key, we can connect Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini, with Pabbly Connect. For having the access of the API key, you have to click on this hyperlink Google AI Studio right over here. Then you will be landed towards the Google AI Studio page. Over here you can see it says get API key. We're going to click on it. As we're going to do that, the API keys page is then going to appear, and over here it says create API key. We're going to click on create API key. It is asking for us to select a project, so we are going to select a project from here and then click on create API key. As you can see, an API key is generated. I'm going to copy this from here and paste it in my Pabbly Connect and click on save. You can see that Google Generative AI is now successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. After that, it is asking for the text. The text is the prompt for which you want to generate the content for. So for the text over here, I'm going to write it as. So you can see this is the prompt that I want to generate the content for. It says, as the owner of an e-commerce store specializing in fashion apparel, I engage with my customers by regularly posting fashionable related blogs on my Facebook page. I want to generate an article on the topic. For the topic over here, I'm going to map the data of the topic that we have received in our previous step right over here. It says it should be briefly described in paragraph. So this is the prompt that I want to generate the content for. Okay, you have to write the prompt over here according to your requirement. So after writing the prompt, it is asking for us to select the model. So for the models over here, I'm going to select it as model/Gemini Pro, okay? And for the methods, I'm going to select it as generate content, as I want to generate the content for the prompt right over here. And then I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As you can see right over here, we've received the response. In the response, you can see this content is generated by Google Gemini for fashion hacks, simple tips to revamp your wardrobe on budget. And this is the content that is generated. Revamping your wardrobe doesn't have to break the bank. So this is the content that has been generated right over here with the help of Google Gemini. So as now the content is successfully generated with the help of Google Gemini, we are going to add another action step to share this content on our Facebook page. And for the action application, we are going to select it as Facebook pages, as we are going to post the content on our Facebook page. And for the action event, I'm going to select it as create page post, okay? And then I'm going to click on to connect. In order to connect Facebook pages with Pabbly Connect, a new window is going to appear on which you have to click on add new connection. But if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, it says connect with Facebook page. Remember to log into your Facebook account beforehand on another tab, so the connection between Pabbly Connect and Facebook pages are going to be much easier. So I'm going to click on connect with Facebook pages. As I'm going to do that, you can see Facebook pages is now successfully authorized with Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for us to select a page on which we want to create a post. So I've created a page in the name of Style Revolution. This is the name of my business. And I'm posting fashion related content on this page right over here. So for the page over here, I'm going to select it as Style Revolution, okay? Next, it is asking for us to select a message that we want to post. So for the message over here, I'm going to map the data of the content that is generated using Google Generative AI, okay? So this is a message I have selected right over here. Next, it is asking for the link URL. I don't require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I've done that, you can see over here we have received a response, and the response that we have received is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Facebook page and I'm going to check whether a content has now been posted that is generated using Google Gemini on my Facebook page or not. For that, I'm going to open my Facebook page. I'm going to refresh this page. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here, a new content has been posted on my Facebook page for the title as Fashion Hacks, Simple Tips to Revamp Your Wardrobe on a Budget, and the content that was generated using Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. So this means that we successfully created an automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of an growing online fashion apparel store, and I engage with all of my audience and customers by regularly posting updates on my new arrival, promotions of fashion tips on my Facebook page. Manually creating and posting content every day can be time taking. So what I did was I created a simple automation by using Pabbly Connect between Google Sheets, Google Gemini and Facebook pages, and this is how you create this amazing automation. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.